Good morning. Lesson 60, number sense. I found this work a little bit confusing when I first tried it, but now that I understand where we're headed, it's not difficult. So I'm going to try to skip the confusing part for you guys, okay? Okay, so we're going to start with an investigation. How can you tell from the fraction whether the equivalent decimal repeats or terminates? So we're back to repeating and terminating decimals. Write three different fractions, one with each denominator, 10, 100, and 1,000. Okay, so I need something with a 10, something with 100, and something with 1,000. So, I don't know, let's try 12 and 519. Okay, so I did the first part. You can choose anything you want as long as it's 10, 100, and 1,000. Will the decimal representations of these fractions terminate? Yes, they will. Because I know when I write 1/10, I put 1 in the tenths column. And when I write 12 hundredths, I put 12 with the 2 in the hundredths column. And 519 thousandths would be decimal 519 because my 9 would be in the thousandths column. So they all terminate. Now, the tougher part of this was explaining why. Well, the explanation I came up with was that the decimal just moves, like it goes from here to here, and here to here, and here to here, right? So that was the best explanation I can come up with, but I'm not sure if that's what they wanted. Okay? Kylie? What? Come let the dog in, please. Why can a terminating decimal always be written as a decimal fraction? Okay. So, go let the dog in. Why can a terminating decimal always be written as a decimal fraction? Okay, so a terminating decimal like decimal 27. It can always be written as a decimal fraction. Go, shoot, go on. It can always be written as a decimal fraction because you can see you can see where it ends. So, in this case, we have 27 hundredths, right? So if we have 27 hundredths. So, like I said, these are difficult to explain. I'm not so much concerned about your explanation as the fact that you understand it, because even I feel like it's hard to explain, okay? So it can always be written as a decimal fraction because a decimal is either tenths or thousandths, right? So as long as it ends, you can just look at whatever column that's in and put it over that many zeros. So 3 columns, 3 zeros, right? So I know the explanations aren't great, but okay, part C. Divide using a calculator. Does the decimal equivalent of the fraction terminate or repeat? Okay, so for part C, you're going to use your calculator, okay? You're going to 5/8, you get 5/8, so you're going to put that into your calculator as 5 divided by 8, and you're going to get a decimal, okay? So in the first part, all you have to do is say whether it terminates or repeats. So under 5/8, I might say T for terminates or R for repeats. After you divide, you'll know, okay? Then the next piece, it says write the fractions with equivalent terminating decimals as decimal fractions. So if you have a terminating decimal after you've done your calculator work, if 5/8 is a terminating decimal, then they want you to write the fractions with equivalent terminating decimals as decimal fractions. So let me just show you. Let me see, 5/8. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay, 5 divided by 8 is decimal 625. Decimal 625. So they want us to write, because that is terminating, this is terminating, they want us to write it as a decimal fraction, which means it has to be over 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, some version of 10. 1 and a bunch of zeros. So 1, 2, 3 places, which means I need 3 zeros, and there's 625 thousandths. Okay? So you're going to do this For the ones that terminate, the ones that repeat, you don't have to do anything further with. Pause the video, go do that. Okay, next piece. D, 10 equals 2 times 5. 10 equals 2 times 5. Okay, that's true. Write 100 and 1,000 as a product of 2s and 5s. Product means the answer to a multiplying question. So 100. How can we make 100? Well, we could go 2 times 50. We could go 20 times 5. I think that's it. Because it can only be 2s and 5s. 2, 20, yep, that's it. Now, you're going to do it with 1,000. I'll get you started. You can start with 2 times 500. You could go 20 times something. You could even go 200 times something. Okay? Figure out what those are. You're going to end up with 1, 2, 3. Right? Yeah. 2. Yeah, you're going to end up with 3 of them. Okay, pause the video, go do part D. All right, part E. Write a fraction with a denominator that is a product of 2s, 5s, or 2s and 5s. Use a calculator to divide the numerator by the denominator. Does it terminate? Okay, so we need a denominator that's a product of 2s. Okay, so that means it could be 2 times 2. So let's make the denominator 4, and we'll just say it's 3/4. I know that 3/4 is 0.75, so yes, it terminates. Let's try 5s. So out of 25, if it was 5 times 5, 25, let's say 7. I gotta get my calculator. Okay? 7 divided by 25, 0.28. Yes, it terminates. Now let's try 2s and 5s. So let's make it 10, I guess, because that's easy. And we can do that without a calculator. 7. 2 times 5 is 10, so that's why we're going to use that denominator, because we wanted 2s, 5s, or 2s and 5s. So 2s and 5s, that gives us 10, and that's 7/10. So yes, it terminates. Okay? That's part E. Part F. Write the sixths in simplest form. Why is 3/6 the only one of the sixths that terminates? Okay. So first of all, we have to figure out which one of the sixths we can simplify. So 1/6, that's in simplest form. 2/6, okay, here we can simplify because 2 goes into 6. So 2/6 actually equals 1/3 because I divided them both by 2. Right? So we've got 1/6, 1/3, so I'm at 2/6, 3/6. I can simplify 3/6 because 3 goes into 6. So I'm going to go divide by 3 on the top, divide by 3 on the bottom. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? 1/6, 2/6, 3/6. I feel like I'm reading the Dr. Seuss books. 4/6. I can simplify this because 2 goes into 4 and 6. So I can go divide by 2, divide by 2, and I end up with 2/3. Now 5/6, there's nothing that goes into 5 and 6, so that's the simplest form. Now, it says, why is only one of the sixths, why is only 3/6 the only one that terminates? Okay, so we have figured out that if the denominator is a multiple of 2s, 5s, or 2 times 5, right? And that doesn't mean like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It means 2 times 2, or 5 times 5, or 2 times 5, right? So that means that 3/6, which equals a half, is the only one that has a denominator that is a product of 2s, 5s, or 2s and 5s, because 3 is not, 6 is not, and 3 is not down here, okay? So that's why that's the only one. All right, how to decide if a fraction is equivalent to a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. 1, write it in lowest terms. 2, look at the denominator. Can it be as a product of 2's and or 5's? It terminates. If it's not a product of 2's and or 5's, it repeats. Okay, here's a blast from the past. Powers. We haven't talked about those in a couple of months, so probably a few of you are not going to remember about powers. But it says calculate the first few powers of 3, which means 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 3. That's probably enough. It says the first few. So 3 is just 3. 3 squared means 3 times 3. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. And we could do 3 to the power of 4. So 27 times 4, or 27 times 3 is 60, 21, 81. So 3 to the power of 4 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Right? Okay, so did that. Are the decimal equivalents for a third, a ninth, and a 27th repeating decimals? Okay, I don't know why they asked us to do the powers if we weren't going to actually use them, but okay. Are the decimal equivalents for a third, a ninth, and a 27th? Okay, so 1/3, 1/9, 1/27. Oh, okay, I get it, because those are the powers there of 3. Well, is this some combination of 2 times 5 or 2 times 2? Nope. Is this one a combination of 2, 5, or 2 and 5? No. Is 27? No. So are they repeating decimals? Yes, they are repeating decimals, because none of them have products of their denominators that are related to 2's, 5's, or 2's and 5's. So I'm going to check. So 1 divided by 3 is 0.3 repeating. 1 divided by 9 is 0.1 repeating. 1 divided by 27 is decimal 037 repeating, all 3 of them. 037, 037. So we were right. These are not products of 2, 5, or 2 and 5, so those are repeating decimals. Okay, write out the twelfths from 1/12 to 11/12. Okay, 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12, 8/12, 9/12, 10/12, 12s, 11/12. Okay, did it. Write them all in lowest terms. Okay, 1/12. Does anything other than 1 go into 1 and 12? No. So this is lowest terms. 2/12. Does 2 go into 12? Yep, so we can simplify that. So I divide them both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 3/12. Does 3 go into 12? Yes, so I'm going to divide them both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4/12. Does 4 go into 12? Yes, so I'm going to divide them both by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 5/12. Does 5 go into 12? No. Is there another number that goes into both 5 and 12? No. So 5/12 is lowest terms. Oh, I don't know why I'm tense there. 12s. 6/12. So does 6 go into 12? Yes. So I'm going to divide them both by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 7/12. Does 7 go into 12? No. Is there another number that goes into 7 and 12? No. So that is lowest terms. 8/12. Does 8 go into 12? No. Is there another number that goes into 8 and 12? Yes. 4 goes into 8 and 12. So we're going to divide them both by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 9/12. Does 9 go into 12? No. Is there another number that goes into 9 and 12? Yes. 3 goes into both of them. So we're going to take 9 divided by 3 is 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. 10 twelfths. Does 10 go into 12? No. Is there another number that goes into 10 and 12? Yes, 2 goes into both of them. So we're going to divide 10 divided by 2 is 5, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 11 twelfths. Does 11 go into 12? No. Does another number go into 11 and 12? No. So this is lowest terms. Okay, did it. Predict which of them will terminate. So remember, we're looking for 2 times 2, 5 times 5, 2 times 5. Because we don't have anything in the hundreds, so we can't get up to bigger numbers. So, 6, not 2 times 2, so this will repeat. 4, this will terminate, because it's 2 times 2. 3, this will repeat, because it's not 2 times 2, or 2 times 5, or 5 times 5. That was lowest. Half, yes, this one will terminate, because it's 2, right? So this one will terminate. 12, nope, because it's not 2 times 2, 2 times 5, or 5 times 5. 3, nope, won't. This is going to repeat, this is going to repeat. What about 4? 2 times 2 is 4, so this is going to terminate. 6, this is going to repeat, and 12 is also going to repeat, because it's not 2 times 2, 2 times 5, or 5 times 5, yeah. Okay, now, use a calculator to calculate the decimal equivalents for all the twelfths. All right, I can do that. Some of them I know right off the top of my head, but let's see. Okay, so 1 divided by 12. 0.83 with the 3 repeating. So we were right, that's going to repeat. 1/6. 1 divided by 6 is 0.16 repeating. Just the 6 repeats. So we were right. 1/4 I know is 25 cents, so it terminates. So we were correct. 1/3 I know 1/3 is decimal 3 repeating, so we were correct. It repeats. 1/2 I know is 50 cents, so it's decimal 5. That terminates. 7 twelfths. I don't know that one. 7 divided by 12. 0.583 repeating. So we were correct. It repeats. 2/3 I happen to know is decimal 6 repeating, so we were correct. 3/4 I know is 75 cents, so it's decimal 75. And we said it terminates, so that's correct. 5/6 is 0.83 repeating, so we were correct. It repeats. And 1/12 is, what did I do? 5 divided by 6 is decimal 83 repeating. I got that. Now, 1 divided by 12, decimal 0.83 repeating. Screwed me up there. I thought, oh my God, I got the same answer twice. Okay, and we said that would repeat, so we were correct on all of them. Yay us. Okay. I guess it's yay me, but you know. Okay, yes, I was right. The denominators of 3, 6, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, and 15 all have 3 as a factor, but they are all terminating decimals. Why? Okay, so let's have a look at them. 3/6. 3/6 is not in lowest terms. Does 3 go into 6? Yes. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So even though this started out as 3/6, in lowest form, it has a 2 in the denominator, so it's terminating. Okay? 3/12. Is 3/12 in lowest form? No. Does 3 go into 12? Yes, it does. So we're going to divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Look at the denominator. 2 times 2 is 4. So this will terminate. Okay? 6/12. Does 6 go into 12? Yep. So we're going to divide them both by 6. 1/6 and 12 divided by 6 is 2. Look at the denominator. It's a 2. Okay? You keep going with the last 4 and see if you can figure out why they all terminate. Bearing in mind, if the denominator is 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 5, 5, or 5 times 5, those will all terminate as long as they are a product of a 2, okay? So finish the last ones and do the answer, and you're done for today. Have a good day.